guys know some of my situations, issues I've had in my back. So if you guys don't remember, I have deteriorating discs. My L4 and L5 have the arthritis symptoms, and then my L5 has osteophytes, basically jamming into my sciatic nerve, keeping me, giving me the inability to dorsal flex my actual toe. So if you actually look at my foot, this foot, I can do this. This one, I can hardly, because there is a neurological pathway that's being blocked from the difficulties and the issues in my lower back that are not letting me dorsal flex his toe as much as this one. So why I talk about good form and whatnot is so you can avoid these issues. But more of a way to avoid that is making sure you have good mobility. Remember, a healthy body or healthy physique or healthy muscles or joints are ones that can run through its full range of motion. A lot of us are doing movements that we can't move through the full range, and then we're eventually getting impingements, instability, and then eventually injured. So these are things that I've been doing to help with myself in order to have, you know, a looser back, looser hips. Those of you guys who are building a lot of muscle, I have a little way here to aid and help you guys with getting into some of the stretches that will give you the best results in mobility in your hips, your glutes, ankles, shoulders, and whatnot. So I'm gonna show you guys, follow along, and I'm kind of rattled right now because when I show you this, I feel like someone's gonna make it an actual like thing and put online and sell it, and I'm gonna be left out with it. For sure I am. I know it's gonna happen. It sucks. Anyway, let's go. We're gonna start off with this, guys. We're gonna start from the ground up. So for the most part, a lot of you guys, we wanna just loosen our lower back. And it's as easy as basically doing almost like a ragdoll. So most of the times we kind of just wanna like basically just literally flop over. So we want C flexion, T flexion, L flexion, all the way down, and let yourself kind of like hang. Now you want to take deep breaths in and out so we can calm our muscles and get a little lower. So if you watch, we take a deep breath in, and I get lower to the ground. And I keep doing that. Then I want to rock a little bit to the front, a little bit to the back, trying to keep myself nice and straight. Now I want to push my knees back so I can really open this up, and really you'll feel the tightness here by making sure our knees are back. But we still want to keep ourselves nice and engaged, and then loose from here, letting ourselves fall deeper into that hold. And each breath you take will get you lower and lower and lower to the ground. Now, for some of you guys have problems doing that, what we can do is we basically want to use this band here to assist. And we're gonna use this band today to get ourselves into some stretches, because before, when I was actually 15 pounds bigger, it was hard for me to get into stretches. Like I wasn't able to do stuff like this. And even right now, I still have to pull myself up to do this, when before I couldn't even do this. So sticking to the stretch we just did, we're gonna assist ourselves by, you wanna take this band here, wrap it right around your armpit. So right at the top, so it's right underneath our armpits like this. Then we're gonna take this, we're gonna step in it. Make sure we're even and comfortable. And then we're gonna let the band help us out getting into the stretch from here. Now you don't want a band that's giving you too much pressure. We're not trying to yank yourself down. We're trying to naturally let this assist us and pulling us down. And if we want a little help, we can pull a little bit like this and pull a little lower. And you can see how this is giving me a little bit of assistance, help me into the stretch. So once we've loosened up our back a little bit, we can head to the floor and we're gonna do some glute med stretches. You guys probably seen this stretch a lot, where we put this foot over here, push this foot back, and try to pull from under here. Most of us aren't flexible enough to do that. Even myself, it's hard to really get myself pulling this way. So how are we gonna get ourselves in that position without struggling so much? Is we're gonna use the bands again. So what we do is, we're gonna take this band, we're gonna wrap around the outside of the foot, like this. Then we're gonna push ourselves, we're gonna pull ourselves over top of the top of your knee. And then we're gonna take it and we're gonna wrap it around our back, like this. So you're gonna pull it up, then around your back. So the opposite hand is holding the band. And then we're gonna sit ourselves back, push our knee up. And right now, as you can see, is doing it for us. Now I'll go to this angle as well too, so I can see from this side. But as you can see from here, I'm holding the band from this arm. Not too much, it's just basically holding like a backpack. And this foot's basically already placed. And all I wanna do now is basically just drop this leg here. And we can keep that band because we're sitting on it, and now the band is doing the work for us. And we just kind of relax and let that open up. We do the same thing again with the other side of the leg so you get a better view. Again, we're gonna wrap this band outside of the foot, cross it over. We're gonna pull it back around like here. knee up, and you can see the band is pulling my body in place, right? So I don't have to pull my leg like this. The band is doing it for me. I just want to relax and then let my body just drop to the side. And that's gonna help open up your lower back. And then we wanna put a little more emphasis on stretching that glute. We can pull this a little tighter, pull it through, and it's even tighter. And we can just basically go from here and pull right down. Opposite arm, opposite leg, and then look the opposite way and letting it stretch. We're really trying to stretch our glute. We just really wanna pull this leg in more, right, from the knee. So while we are in that stretch position, we can take this hand here and pull it a little more. Or even be in this position where you're in an up position here and just pulling this over and really stretching that glute. And you can let the band do the work for you. So once we've kind of loosened up our glutes and our lower back, we're gonna head to our hip flexors. So a lot of times when we're talking about hip flexors, most of the issues we have is sometimes your hip flexors are too tight or your glutes are too tight. One or the other, they both basically pull your hips like this. We wanna make sure they're both equally as active and loose or mobile. So we don't have our hips being pulled one way or the other. So a regular, just basic lunge, we're gonna give a little bit of assistance from the band to help pull ourselves this way and loosen that hip up. So the most part, we wanna try and pull here and, without any bands, we're pushing the weight down, pushing into our knee, keeping our chest up nice and straight and really working this hip flexor. But eventually you get tired and you wanna hold that position. Now, we're gonna use this. Find yourself a place, wrap it around, and make sure you line it up with your hip, right? Where you're gonna be. So if you're gonna be down like this, let's line up with our hip that way. So we're gonna put our leg in here. Now the hip that you want stretched is the hip that's going to go under. So basically right here, right by your glute. So when we sit down, this leg's gonna come back. Step back far enough. Now you can adjust how much you want this to actually pull by stepping back a little further. So if you want a greater stretch, step further away. If you can't, handle the stretch as much, go a little closer. So from here, you can see this wants to pull me this way. So just like before, I'm just gonna let myself sit here. I'm gonna let the band do the job and pull me in. Now in this position, I wanna make sure that I'm nice and up and sturdy where I'm not doing this. Push those hands to the floor, stand up straight and let yourself get pushed in a little more as we go. You can let that back foot stay on the ground. You don't want it up like this because now we have tension on our knee. We wanna have that nice and flat. And then we wanna have the stretch primarily for this hip flexor, pushing through, knees straight, and let it roll right down. And hold that for about 15 seconds. You can push back, activate, and then stretch it down again even deeper and deeper. Make sure you're taking deep breaths in and out. So while you're in the stretch, and as we breathe out, we want to sink into that even deeper. Right? Switch it to the other leg. So from opposite leg, same thing. Push that foot back, sit it down, and then let the resistance band pull you in. Let that knee glide straight over that toe, chest up. Deep breath. Let it pull you down, hold that stretch. Pretend like there's a hook on your chest, like you're a marionette, and someone's holding you from here. It's gonna lift your chest right up. Breathe in, out, give a little tension back, and push it again. Good. Now if we wanna make it even more, we can push your hand up, opposite arm, and we can stretch it, push our arm back, reach back, push this hand to the floor, push the other hand into the air, and we can get deeper in that stretch as we go. A couple of things, guys, make sure we're not going so far that heel comes off the ground. We wanna make sure that that foot stays flat on the ground, gripping the toes still. Those are common mistakes done. And this is being too close to here, then your foot comes off here. We're not trying to do that. We wanna have a nice base from here, so when we push forward, that foot stays flat on the floor, flat on the surface, and we can really emphasize stretching that opposite hip. All right, guys, that is it for mobility today, guys. I'm gonna keep doing a lot more, so make sure you guys tune in every week. I'm gonna put out more and more stuff for you guys to optimize your mobility, training, nutrition, and so forth, guys. So if you enjoyed the video, which I know you did, make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video. I'm becoming that tell like it is, transparent, vulnerable truth. I always mix that one up. It's always mixed, always. And for coaching, guys, johnnyshreve.net. If you wanna know what my coaching is all about, You can book a phone consult, 15, 30 minutes. At the end of the consult, if you want to go with coaching, whether it's a one-time plan or recurring coaching, I'll deduct the phone consult off any package that you pick. Make sure you guys use my code Johnny15 for the Power 13 book, 50% off, guys. The recipes of that book are absolutely amazing. Get a great discount, Johnny15. Also, guys, follow me on Instagram at _JohnnyJ_. Send me some clips of you guys training. I'll repost it. I love the feedback I get from you guys. It keeps me a better coach. Anyway, guys, you know how it is. Iron sharpens iron. Progressive overload your life. In the meantime, keep dream chasing. Peace.
Last name ever, first name greatest, 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 greatest.